Hey, what's going on, guys? Aarava here, and welcome back to my F1 2018 Alfa Romeo Fantasy Career Mode here. Today, we're here for round number 5 at the Portuguese Grand Prix at Tondela. If you did miss the last episode uploaded 2 days ago, then be sure to go check that one out before you see this one. But following that, I mean, overall, at the end of the episode, I wasn't too sure how I felt about that. But then looking at your comments, guys, I think some good points were made. We beat, Ferraris, we beat Red Bull's last race. I think we can be happy with how the Russian Grand Prix went, especially considering the absolute bottle job that happened into turn 1 with Carlos Sainz. So looking forward then to Tondela, which is going to be another difficult one actually. In terms of the calendar, this is definitely a difficult period for us. You know, Russia, Portugal, even South Africa, all three of these races, in my opinion at least, I don't know about you guys, let me know in the comments below, but in my opinion, these three are some of the toughest Grand Prix in the game, really. Russia, you have the tyre temp issue. Portugal, we're going to have tyre wear issues. And then South Africa, the same tyre wear issues. And also, it's a very unique circuit where you can get overtaking done, and that does mean the AI like to overtake me quite a lot of the times around South Africa, and also qualifying has been quite tricky, and as well as rain management around South Africa. But usually the story at Portugal, the AI usually very, very good at the tyre wear around here. I'm not so great, so it's going to be a tough one, I think, in terms of that. But, you know, the difference is, as we pointed out last race, we have Nico Rosberg back, and, he's just going from strength to strength in terms of showing us what a good move this was for getting him into the team. And positive signs, Leclerc grew last episode, and I think one of you guys pointed out that, yeah, the reserve driver, the test driver, can grow quite a bit in the coming season, so I'm liking that. And we can't be too harsh on Sainz. It was one mistake last race. Let's hope he can have a better one this time around, because remember, on the pre-rerun, he won the Australian Grand Prix, Carlos Sainz did. So the only difference is he lost that potential win because we had to rerun the career mode save. So we can't forget that. So let's move forward then with the car development. We've got the rear wing that should actually get built just before this upcoming Grand Prix, I think. So we're going to have the car repair done. And we'll see how the parts go, because we did have, what was it, the new brakes, that was it. So new brakes, reliability wise, that should get done before we get to Portugal. So we'll have the new brakes in play, and we've already got the new front wing in play anyway. And then we'll have the new rear wing to work with, because we move on here, you're about to see on the calendar, the rear wing will pop up sooner or later to be done. There we go, designing rear wing is going to be finished soon. I'm just going to quickly check on the car, but we've got some reports. Tondela, 10% chance of rain, so probably not going to be any kind of luck factoring in with the rain this time around. But brakes are 67% only. That's a little bit worrying. That's not gone up as fast as I hoped. Let's go to 20 there and hope that goes up a little bit as the rear wing comes in. And we're going to move back here. It's going to be 70%. Okay, that's pretty much going to get nearly done. Rear wing is now in play, so we're going to add that to the reliability. You can't use it, unfortunately, by the time we get there, but we'll try our best. Move that on. Actually, hang on. We should probably look at designing some new parts now again. So, we've got the front wing made. I think the next step is... well, I would say the rear wing, but I don't think the rear wing comes up too often, to be honest. No, once... twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5. Okay, towards the end of the season is quite important. Comes up 4 times, but you can see acceleration comes up so many times, and as well as the brake. So I'm not too sure. But in terms of the time it takes to design a new rear wing, it doesn't take that long, so it could be useful. And actually, it looks like we have 2 iterations already available here for the rear wing, so this could be really quite useful here. So we could go 25 to the max, and then actually, well, you know what? That's a maximum of 783 right now. I'm thinking maybe we just make this rear wing with risk levels, and maybe see 803. Maybe we just make this rear wing for next season, essentially, because if you remember, the mechanic in this game is if you make a part with risk levels, the risk level gets taken away when you transition from one season to the next. So basically, you try and make some, what we haven't been doing so far in the first 2 seasons, mainly because we don't have the money for it. But what I did in the Archer career mode, if you remember back in the day, if you watched the Archer career mode, is I used to make all my parts risky right at the end of the season, and we just go for maximum max performance points we would get, because by the end of the season, that risk level will get wiped away, and you'd end up with a very good base stat for next year's car. So I think I might already start thinking a little bit long term in terms of the rear wing and just might make 2 risky parts because that's, you know, a combination of 803. Although, if we make one more iteration, we get 70 to the max. That's a huge difference. So, you know what? Let's go for 25 there, and then let's just do 30 here. So I'm gonna do this iteration. This is a rear wing that we can actually use, and then what's gonna happen is on the 3rd unlock, we're gonna be able to use all 3 of these wrist levels, and it's gonna be such a big difference in terms of the level we can get this rear wing up to, because that's plus 70 to the max, adding on top of the 2 we could potentially do. So that's gonna be the plan. It's a bit long term, and it may not seem logical right now in terms of instant impact, may not be huge, but I think, yeah, the rear wing seems to be something we've been lacking a lot of, along with the suspension, for a lot of the career mode so far. So I feel like finally we can kind of get that under our belt, because we've got a fantastic engine. So if we just start getting better aero, we can really start to make some difference in this car. So we're going to go with that. I think that's the best way to go about it. It's going to be a long-term play, but I feel good about it. So let's move on then, because we've got the everything else just on the works, reliability-wise. So move on to traveling to Tondela. So high tire wear, I'm going to pick 4 sets of soft tires, just in case we want to use some softs in the race as well. I'm going to go for 6 sets of hard tires. We'll go for 4 sets of mediums to end it out. And you know what, 5 sets of softs may as well. Part fitting wise, I think we're kind of fine from last episode. Actually, brakes, we're going to give the better brakes to Rosberg now. And Sainz already had the technically best brakes beforehand, so that's fine. Engine Rosberg, front wing's the same, brakes, gearbox. Ooh, rear wing. That's just not enough. 56% reliability. That's just not enough to use it, so I don't feel comfortable using it, so we'll stick with what we've got. And then the suspension, that's fine. So overall, probably a little bit better car towards Rosberg, but of course, it's kind of only logical being Rosberg. So let's move forward then into practice. Should be all clear, 10% chance of rain, so should be a pretty straightforward Friday, and then on to Saturday pretty quickly. Alright, practice time, usual stuff, really. Send them out on the race trim, on the hard tyres. Setup-wise, don't have anything saved up from last season, unlike Russia. And you can see I put Leclerc in again, because, you know, he did a decent job at Russia. You know, got a decent enough setup there for Carlos Sainz's car, and he did grow with that. So I want to continue to let him grow. And honestly, with Rosberg being so OP, basically, in practice with the knowledge he gains and how fast he gains it, we don't really need Sainz there in terms of to gain active knowledge for the quali and race ahead, really. The only hindrance is maybe it's a tiny bit worse of a setup we would be getting if we were to go with Sainz. But to be honest, Leclerc did a decent enough job in Russia, so let's try and see if we can do a good enough job here and give me feedback, and we can work out a good setup. So that's the way we're going to do it. Try and grow Leclerc slowly but steadily, and look at that. I mean, start off with 2 greats and 1 excellent. That's a fabulous start for the youngster in terms of setup there. Maybe a little tweak, but to be honest, I would be happy with that. I mean, 95%. Honestly, I'm actually already happy with that. So just keep him out there in the hard tyres for a long stint. 12 laps. Go on, Sonny Jim. And hopefully Rosberg has a decent setup. Yeah, 2 greats and excellent for him. Let's see what the percentage is. But straight away, already in 95. That's all fine. You know what? I can relax. 12 laps. Click send out, and now I just watch them go round and round, and then we wait to put them onto the qualifying trim. So all in all, this is going to be a pretty good practice session, I think. Alright, so we've got 12 minutes to go, and we've reached level 3 in the race trim and also the hard tire knowledge, and so we can bring both of them in on the same lap here as they go through into sector 3. And with 12 minutes to go, we should have enough time, hopefully, knock on wood, to go out and get the full qualifying knowledge we want and need. So, going to send them out on 3 laps. Soft tires, we've got plenty of soft tires here, so I added 2 more, obviously, than we did from Russia. Definitely, I can't actually remember from last season. I think we did end up using some softs in the race. I can't actually remember, though, because it's quite some time ago. But hopefully we do get enough knowledge. Not only will it be useful for qualifying, but also in the race. Potentially, maybe with Rosberg. I don't know about Sainz, but maybe with Rosberg, because it's such higher tyre wear circuit. maybe a more aggressive strategy with Rosberg will be the way to go, using his speed on the soft tire to good use. Because I remember every single time for the last 2 seasons, it's been a case of we just lag behind trying to stretch the tyres here around Portugal, because the tyre wear is so high, you have to be constantly conserving them. So maybe it's a case of we go 1 extra stop with Rosberg and just push harder maybe. Right, we've got 3 minutes to go, or just about 2 minutes now, as we fast forward through this thing pretty damn rapidly. And you can see we're level 2. It's going to be close, actually, for level 3. 1:22 lap time, short qualifying session. It's a little bit closer. It's a little bit closer. And unlike Russia, I think the rate we've gained knowledge has been a little bit slower. A little bit slower. Not sure completely why that is, but we're a little bit fine. But I think we might just do this. We've got 1 minute left. I think we should get that. I mean, if not, it'll be by a pixel. I'll be very annoyed by that. But here we go. Couple of seconds left. Please, please. Oh my god, that's going to be close. Don't do this to me. Session's ended, but they're still doing the in-lap. They're still doing the in-lap. So let us gain some knowledge, please. Is it? Are we doing it? Oh, it's going to be close. Come on, come on. There we go. Lovely. At the death, we get the full purple once again. Soft, hard, qualifying race. Trim knowledge, thank you very much, but that was very, very close. But we take top spot in practice. You know, guys, you know me, I don't really care for that, but whatever, it's a bit of pride, and we are looking good then. Big thumbs up. Right, moving on to quali then. Soft tire qualifying trim as per usual. Why wouldn't we do anything else? And setup wise, both are on 95%. Feeling good about this one. Feeling good about this one. So, Sainz back in the car. I'm going to wait for the track grip to go up a little bit. So, we're going to fast forward through this thing. And then try and spot a gap here. But a little bit cloudy, but track grip's going up. And I think there's a nice bit of space. There will be a nice bit of space opening up once we get past Alonso there. So, let's watch out for that in the Toyota as he goes through. I think right about now, let's send them out. So, I'm going to send Sainz out here. And then I'm going to send Rosberg out pretty close with him. Send him out now. So not too much of a gap between these two. But there's a nice bit of space here for both of them. And we're going to put them both on auto here. Let the computer do it because we're out at the same time. So let's see what the computer can do in terms of the optimization. Good and overheated for Sainz. And perfect and overheated for Rosberg. Okay, let's see. Has Sainz got a bit of space here? Not quite. He's ahead of a Sauber. And sandwich in between this Toyota, I think that is. Meanwhile, Rosberg does have space. He has quite a nice bit of space. So I think Sainz, unfortunately, is going to get a bit screwed over on this first flying lap. But let's fast forward and see what's it going to be. Quite close in the session, actually. That session time ran by quite fast. So Sainz up into P7, 7/10 off the pace. Rosberg across the line, P3. Fantastic by Rosberg, but let's fast forward this, and we're going to have to bring them in and send them out straight away, because actually, for some, I don't know, I never thought of Portugal as quite a long lap here, to be honest, but the time's flying by in this session, so we're going to have to send Sainz out pretty much straight away, which shouldn't be much of an issue, actually, because I think there'll be a decent amount of space here, so let's wait a little bit, just for a few cars to come through. Alonso's going to come through. Wait, 1 sec. Okay, let's send Sainz out now. Soft tires again. Send out. And I'm going to wait a little bit longer and send Rosberg out now. Soft tire. There we go. Right, Carlos Sainz comes through the final corner. Perfect and overheated for him. He's ahead of 2 cars. So if he can stay ahead of those 2 cars, he will have a decent amount of room ahead of him, because that Sauber car ahead of him is quite some way. And remember, he's 4/10 down from Rosberg, so he has time to find, and he had traffic on the first lap. It's cold and overheated for Rosberg. That's surprising. He's got a lot of room again on track, but surprising that the German had such a poor outlap. But Sainz gone green in the first sector, so that's good news for him. It's going to be a bit of traffic in the second sector. Let's see. Green in the second, so he's improved. He's only just about 1.7 off pole position at the moment. Comes through the final corner now. Carlos Sainz across the line. What's it going to be? It's pole position for Carlos Sainz. The Spaniard has pulled out of the bag in Alfa Romeo. Fantastic stuff, but Rosberg's on an even better lap. Double green for him. Is it going to be a front row start for Nico Rosberg through the final corner, across the line, and it's going to be No, it's not. Upset. Big upset at the Portuguese Grand Prix. Nico Rosberg, 2/10 off his teammate Carlos Sainz. Would you like that? After a big mistake at the Russian Grand Prix, Carlos Sainz has come through to slam it in for pole position. What a lap there. What a lap there, Chile. What a lap. And you know what? That was cut. And you know what? Leclerc did the setup work in practice, and then on the day, Sainz goes and puts it on pole. I think that's quite a nice tag team there, but I'm very surprised. Very, very surprised. I think a lot of it was due to that final preparation for Rosberg, you know, cold and overheated on that final lap. Just didn't do it. He improved, but not enough to beat Sainz. I'm so surprised by that. It's very, very close, though. Look at that. Like, literally, you're talking a couple of hundreds there, 400s between Sainz and Hamilton, but wow, what a session for us. What a session. And now, this just got very interesting. And now I'm very interested in how this race is going to pan out. Alright, so like we have done for the last 2 races at least, we're going to start on the soft tyres, and we're going to see how it goes. We're going to go with the hard tyre and race trim knowledge, though, as we will probably definitely be needing at least one set of the hard tyres this race. Let's take a look at things, basically, and see what we're working with here. So, 37 laps in this Grand Prix. The hard tyres, let's be honest, will probably only go 17, probably, in a good space of time that we want it. So, 17 laps, so that's going to leave us with 20 laps to then play with the remainder of this Grand Prix. Softs go 10 laps. Last season, they did go 10, I think. I think we were able to stretch soft tyres to 10 laps each. So we can do 2 sets of softs and then 1 set of hard tyres. So actually then, that makes me wonder, should we switch over to the soft tyre knowledge? Maybe with Rosberg only. I'm going to try something different here. Let's switch over to the soft tyre knowledge with Nico Rosberg and go a bit more aggressive with him. And then try... Or should we do both? You know what? Screw it. I'm making an executive decision. We're going to try all aggression and do it old school way. If you watch my career modes on Motorsport Manager, you know, back in the day, you know, it's kind of weird to say back in the day because it only seems like literally yesterday, but when we started this game and the Archer career mode, I used to go full on aggression. Like the way we've been running these races for the last 2 seasons in Alfa Romeo career mode has been the complete opposite to how I used to race in this game. I used to be all aggression, extra pit stops, and trying to make overtakes happen later on the race and basically game at the time, rather than going long and 1 less stop. So I'm going to try it. Bit of a throwback. Let's go all aggression. We're 1st and 5th. I think we should attack this Grand Prix rather than sit back and wait for people to come attack us. So let's try. Also, I really have to bank on the fact that hopefully Carlos does not bottle into turn 1 this time. But also, one other thing was, some of you guys were saying, because Sainz is so good at fuel saving, maybe I should for once try and underfuel him a little bit. So let's try it. Let's maybe underfuel him 1 lap. So he's going to be already -1 on the fuel, but we know we can, you know, save that later on the Grand Prix, and that's going to save us a little bit of time right now. Like, at the very start of this Grand Prix, he will be a little bit faster. So let's try it. Let's try it. 1 less lap of fuel. It does mean that we're going to have to start fuel saving straight away, maybe, potentially, with Sainz, but, let's try it. Let's try it. Let's go really quiet, you know, balls to the wall, really attack the Grand Prix. Let's go. I'm excited about this. So let's go to the Portuguese Grand Prix. We're going to go to 5 red lights from pole position and 5th place on the grid. 5 red lights are out and we're underway, and it's a good start there for Carlos Sainz. And into turn 1, still in 1st. Rosberg still in 5th place. I'm just going to chuck this down to pushing straight away, just because I don't want to really wreck out the tyres straight away. And for Sainz, I'm going to move this to high. For Rosberg, I'll put that on high as well. And let's see, he drops to 7th place. Let's actually keep it in overtake mode for a little bit. Try and see if Rosberg can overtake. Meanwhile, Sainz still out in the lead, but he's being attacked now by Valtteri Bottas. Bottas round the outside. Sainz at the moment keeps 1st place. Come on, Sainz. Come on. Keep it in there. Lovely. Park it on the apex. Come on. No. Bottas down the inside. Pinch to the apex. Sainz and Bottas neck and neck, side by side. Sainz on the inside, though, to get back into 1st momentarily, but Bottas on the outside. He's got the better speed, and he's up into 1st place, so it hasn't worked. 1st blood to Valtteri Bottas. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. Let's go medium now with Sainz as the Red Bull attacks. We need to try and save some fuel now. So initially, it doesn't look like the -1 of fuel tactic has worked quite as I wanted it to. Now with Rosberg, though, let's focus on him as Sainz stays in P2, ahead of Daniel Ricciardo. Rosberg in P7, so he's lost 2 places there. So I don't quite know what's going on with Nico at the moment. He's not got the pace that I expected him to. And now he's complaining about Max Verstappen being in his way. So Rosberg, mate, you need to get a move on, to be honest. You need to get a hurry on and start working this Grand Prix. Meanwhile, with Carlos Sainz, losing a bit of time, or not a bit of time, quite a bit of time to Bottas there. But I feel like Bottas might wreck his tyres out. So let's watch out for this. As Ricciardo's right up behind us, I'm going to go to medium now, neutral, because you can see we're on the teetering edge of overheating these tyres, so I need to watch out for that. Meanwhile, with Rosberg, he's on the back of Verstappen, still pushing on. Let's go neutral, but as we go into the back straight, let's go on overtake mode and see if we can try and get him on this back straight. We know we should have better engine power versus the Red Bull, so here we go. Come on, Rosberg, get in the slipstream, mate. Try and make this pass. Here we go. Getting the chicane. Come on, he's setting himself up down the inside. Here we go. Come on, come on. No, not quite. Frustrating. Right, back down to medium. We can't afford to burn that much fuel because Rosberg, unlike Sainz, does not have this. And look at that. Sainz actually, Sainz is holding up Ricciardo so much that now Ricciardo's being attacked by Hamilton here. So Sainz doing a good job to be a bit of a blockade. But first place, unfortunately, is getting away from us quite a bit here now. Right, it's bunching up quite a bit on lap 4. So I'm going to go overtake mode. You can see I am tempted to go pushing a little bit. Let's do that. And I really need to try and make Nico attack here. Even though we're going to really start burning fuel, etc., etc. Look how close the cars are. Sainz is basically being a perfect buffer, backing all the cars into us. So we need Rosberg to start attacking and actually start making a move here. So I might even go full on attack. It might wear out the tyres, but we've got the pace. So you know what? Go. Full out attack. Go. Make the moves now, Rosberg. Make the moves now. We'll make an earlier pit stop. Just go out, attack, and overtake these guys. Up into 5th place, so 2 overtakes made. Still not done it on P5. We're side by side with Hamilton. Come on. Make it. Make the pass, Nico. Come on, man. You need to show up Hamilton. Do it for the old time's sake. He's behind Vettel. Come on. German v German. Let's do this. Come on. Good stuff. Right. Going to go medium here. Going to still attack on the tyres. Come on. Get it on Hamilton around the outside maybe, or down the inside this next corner. Do you want to pounce Nico? Yes? No? Come on, please? It's such a frustrating thing now. Without ERS, it is, I will admit, it is frustrating because I can't make an instant impact on these guys like I used to. I'm going to conserve with Sainz because he's got the space. I don't know if we can get 1st place, but I'm just playing this by the ear and watching out for things. Right, going to go medium now with Sainz. He gains 1.1 there, so that was quite good. And Rosberg's gained 0.2. He's overheating the tyres, but I think we're committed to now pitting a little bit earlier with Rosberg, to be honest, and trying a very aggressive strategy here. So let's watch out for that, because everyone, I think, is... No, I'm the only one attacking my tyres, but... I just don't know how to play it. We'll go conserve a little bit here. Conserve a little bit as Hamilton attacks Ricciardo. And I'll just watch out for this. I need to monitor this quite nicely, because I need to try and save some tyre wear, but also at the same time not fall back from Hamilton, because I want to stay on the back of him to maybe make a pass if we can. Because it looks like he's fighting Ricciardo quite hard. So we can try and slip down the inside of him, or the outside, depending on how you want to look at it. Because look at that. Hamilton again tries it down the inside of turn 1. Doesn't work out. And all the while we're being conservative and we're remaining in the same gap. So good stuff there for us. But go high a little bit here, let's say. Try and use our engine power down this straight. We do gain a bit in the chicane there. Down the back straight. Not much gained, unfortunately, for us. Sainz, pretty much nothing's changed with him. Bottas is conserving, so I'm going to do the same. Hamilton's not conserving. Ricciardo is. So all of us conserving at this stage of the stint. So I'm going to follow suit with that. 22% worn. Right. Is Bottas going to pit? No, he's not pit. Carlos is 29% worn. Right. Okay, so on this next lap, Rosberg's going to pit. We're going to go full out attack, overtake mode. Rosberg, you're coming in on this lap. So attack, pit. We're going to come in for a set of soft tyres. Yeah, soft tyres. Fast, go. Right, we've gained 1/10, but we're not getting enough. And Vettel's getting on us, and Ricciardo and Hamilton really pushed away from us on this lap. So we've really lost a lot of time as the Force India overtakes us. So not great from us on that lap. Meanwhile, with Carlos Sainz, he's still second with 6.6 behind Bottas. Now is the time to push on lap 9, and we'll come in for a set of... what do I go on? Soft tyres as well again? Do we go softs and then go... No, let's go hards. Let's split this strategy here. Right, you're doing that. Rosberg, good pit stop, no mistake. Medium, pushing. Come on, you got to overtake that Renault there. You got to overtake Kobayashi, Rosberg. You got to do this. Come on. How much is... Sainz has gained Sainz has gained half a second on his in-lap. That's a good in-lap from Carlos Sainz, getting half a second there. Rosberg, meanwhile, is in the battle with the Renault and the Ferrari, and I can't afford to be in this battle. We need to go neutral. We don't have the fuel to burn. This is really quite an annoying stage of the Grand Prix. Meanwhile, Sainz is in. Good pit stop for him. No mistake there. Medium. Neutral. Pushing out, and we're behind Ricciardo. That's... This race is falling away from us. This race, we just don't have the same pace we had in qualifying. Come on. All right, we need to overtake Ricciardo now. But at the same time, I need to stretch. It's so annoying getting pole and then the race just falling away from you. Right, Sainz at the moment is behind Hamilton as well. He's having to fight him. Hamilton just came out of the pits. This is annoying. We've lost 2 places, basically, on that in-lap. And I don't know if Sainz is going to have what it takes to re-overtake them, basically. I don't know what Bottas is doing. I just got to hope that these guys wear out their tyres a lot more than us. Good news, Rosberg has overtaken Vettel. So that's good news, at least, there on that front. Right, lap 14. I'm going to pause it here. Very frustrating 2 laps here. Still behind Kobayashi. Vettel's closing up. And the tyre wear is already shot in terms of we've already overheated these tyres because the temperatures are so bloody hot here. And we can't get past Kobayashi. Meanwhile, with Sainz, well, Hamilton and Ricciardo are still ahead of us. So it looks like we're in a net P4 now from P2. And, well... I'm not going to lie, I'm not very happy at the moment at this point in the Grand Prix. The car is just, it doesn't have the race pace. It has the pace in qualifying, clearly. Just doesn't have the race pace to keep up with these top guys at the moment. And now Vettel's going to overtake us. Verstappen's going to overtake us because we're conserving. Vettel and Verstappen are also doing the same strategy, conserving the tyres and pretty much on neutral fuel, apart from Verstappen. They're attacking a little bit, but their car just seems naturally faster right now in this Grand Prix, in this race, compared to us. So Rosberg's struggling a lot at the moment. And Carlos Sainz in P4, well, we're overheating the tyres at the moment, so I need to conserve, but that just means Ricciardo and Hamilton and Bottas are just going to pull away. Right, worn tyres for Nico Rosberg, 30% worn. I'm going to go for it now, attacking. I'm going to have to go really aggressive here with Rosberg. Pit in, and, well, we're on lap 18, so 20 laps. We should be able to get to the end of this Grand Prix, but that's frustrating times there, to be honest. Frustrating times with Rosberg. It's tough, man. It's tough. I was actually so happy with the pole. You know, it was a close pole, but you would think, you know, if you can get pole, you know, you'd think you'd be able to take the fight in the race, but just unlike, you know, just don't have the race pace at the moment. Just don't have the tyre wear, seemingly, compared to the AI around Portugal. Once again, it's one of those really tough Grand Prix. Sainz, he's got a good pace. He's got okay pace. He's keeping up with Ricciardo. He's not gaining that much on him. And he's got extra fuel to burn, but I just don't know what we can do. Like, even if we do attack Ricciardo later on in the Grand Prix to get P3, that's all well and good, but we're on pole, man. It's just frustrating that we're nowhere near the Mercs now. Once again, the Mercs are just pulling away, but Rosberg onto hards, no mistake there, so that's good at least. But now I need to save fuel with Rosberg, and I can't really afford to push him too much, and he's out in P9, so I don't know, I'll just let him do his thing and see how that goes. But with Sainz, we're going till about, well, what's 9 laps away from 37? It would be lap 27, so we're still going we're still going 7 laps in this Grand Prix, and we're on 53% warm, which seems about okay. But the gap is 14.9 from Bottas, and probably going to increase, so just a little bit depressing times. 21, lap 21, the gap is still 14.9, so we haven't lost time, but we're not gaining much time on Bottas. You can see on the left here, we're literally on the edge, on the knife edge of overheating these tyres, and in a good region here. So I'm conserving in the first part of the lap and attacking in the second. Ricciardo's tyres seem to be going off a lot faster than mine, so I don't think he's doing a great job conserving those tyres. So let's pause it here. So Ricciardo may come in earlier than us, so we might have a chance to attack later on. Rosberg is in no man's land pretty much. P9. Vettel has come out ahead of us. He's just overtaken us, actually, you can see there by the little icons, which is not great. But he's on mediums. So I'm hoping Vettel has to pit later on this Grand Prix. Which kind of begs the question, should we be going even uber... Should I just, you know, throw everything out the window with Rosberg, since we're nowhere really to the top? And should I go uber aggressive Rosberg, really wreck out these hards, and just go another set of hards then? Because or another set of softs, maybe worn soft tyres. You know what? I'm going to do just that. I'm going to do just that. We may as well. What have we got to lose? So I'm going to go pushing with Rosberg. You know what? All that attack with Rosberg right now. Let's see. Meanwhile, Sainz, conserve. Ricciardo's not pit yet. Bottas has. Bottas is pit and come out ahead of us. That's a joke. That's a joke. We beat both Mercs on one lap pace. And now they're an entire pit stop ahead of us. That's just not fun. Right, I'm overtaking Vettel as the tyres overheat, but we've overtaken Vettel there. I'm going to go neutral with Rosberg, go high fuel mixture with him. Meanwhile, with Sainz, P4. Pace is still good. You know, 4/10 up from the previous lap. Bottas, Ricciardo's in the lead now. Hamilton's also pit. Ricciardo's going to pit this lap. Do I pit in... No, the cliff's still... There's plenty to go still on the cliff. We've still got plenty to go on the cliff. Let's continue on like this. Right, Rosberg's gaining 5/10 there. Sainz 22% worn. Ricciardo's pit and come out ahead of us. Banter. So all three podium runners are one pit stop ahead of us. Fantastic, fantastic. So really, we're just fighting for P4. Which is funny to say, because I probably would be begging for that from last season. But, you know, considering... Like I said, the potential, it's frustrating. 11 laps to go. Right, we'll go on for one more lap with Sainz then. And we'll pit in then. So let's go high and overtake attack there. Rosberg, meanwhile, is really pushing on. Where is Perez in this? Perez is there. Right, let's try and catch Perez if we can. And then we'll go on to soft tyres right at the end of this Grand Prix, at the death of it. With Sainz. Where are we? Right. The cliff is 16%. He's gained a lot there on that. That's a good point to come in. Right, soft tyres. Park conditions fine. Fast pit stop. Right, you're in. Let's go overtake mode as we come in. And then low fuel mixture as we enter the pits. Down the pit lane. Good pit stop. No mistake there. Pit crew been pretty damn amazing as of late. Right. Neutral. Out in P5. Just ahead of Nico Rosberg. Allow teammate through if he comes attacking. Right, Rosberg's through and released. Rosberg, you need to push away from Sainz if you're going to stay out here ahead of Sainz. Right, Rosberg's gained 5/10 there, 6/10 there, 20% worn. Right, let's come in. 9 laps. Yep, 7. Yeah, that's just about right. Yeah, that's just about right. Let's use this worn set of soft tyres. Fast pit stop. Low fuel mixture now as we come in. Right, we gained a bit there on the in lap. Come in. Soft tyres out in what will be P6, I think. P7. P7 is Vettel's out. Vettel's there, but Vettel's just there. Remember, we made an extra stop now already ahead of Vettel. So let's see if we can try now chase after him. Medium. Save some fuel. Actually, let's go pushing at the moment. And now for Sainz, he's on neutral. Let's go overtake mode on the fuel, and let's see what we can do to chase down Ricciardo. Right, Vettel's pit, so we're up into P5, 6 now with Rosberg. So in the end of it, in terms of like who we're fighting, it was Rosberg v Vettel and Sainz v, well, no one, or the podium really. So a good idea that we actually did pit Rosberg when we did, because now he'll be comfortably ahead of Vettel and potentially could chase down Perez. Perez is chasing down Sainz though as well, and he's got, I think, just about the same tyre wear level. So in the end of it, we're not fighting the top 3. We're fighting, well, surprise, surprise, the Force India that we're trying to beat in this season as a whole. So I guess things have panned out the way they were meant to get to be. Maybe I was being over ambitious, to be honest, but I don't know. I mean, no. I mean, you can't be over-ambitious if you get pole, but you know what I mean. It's intriguing. This game definitely does push my buttons like no other game has done in terms of giving me so much hope, like a big trough of hope, and then just crushes it and punches you in the gut in the race when you get to it. But at the moment, not going too fast. Let's go overtake mode in neutral. Let's see if we can push away from Perez. Meanwhile, Rosberg set a purple lap time there. Right, yellow flag. Oh, Ocon's crashed. Is that going to be a safety car or just a yellow flag? Looks like just a yellow flag. Yep, he's retired. So, Science, where are you now in all this? Oh, you need to save some fuel, Science. You're on minus fuel now, but you've gained a lot of time there. 4/10. Purple. Fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Fastest lap of the Grand Prix by Carlos Sainz. It would mean something if we weren't 14 seconds behind the race win. Rosberg, meanwhile, P6. Where is Perez? We're actually gaining. We're getting away from Perez with Sainz. We're gaining on Perez with Rosberg. This is good. I'm liking his pinch strategy. Right, worn tyres for Rosberg. We've got 2 laps left of this Grand Prix. So, may as well start pushing, to be honest, maybe. 29% worn. 28. It's going about 1 every... Yeah, we can probably afford to start pushing here. Maybe a last little push. Meanwhile, with Sainz, we can definitely start going... Oh! Wait, hang on. What on earth's happened there? Bottas has got an issue. Bottas has an issue. High fuel mixture. We can get a podium here. No! Attack, attack, attack. He's got issues. He's got issues. He's got issues. Out of nowhere, Bottas has issues in this Grand Prix. He's made an extra pit stop. Bottas has mechanical... Even with the mechanical failure, Bottas is still faster than us because now that our tyres are going off, just like Hamilton, Ricciardo's are, and Rosberg's. And we're getting actually closed up by McLaren now, which is fantastic. Attack. Just may as well just attack now. Full out attack. May as well. It's the last lap of the Grand Prix. Sainz, his tyres have completely gone off the cliff now. We're 2% worn. Perez might even close up on us. This might be quite bad and embarrassing, actually. Please keep going. Please keep going. 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 Not the last corner. Not the last corner. No! God! Fuck's sake. Fuck's sake. This game frustrates me. This game frustrates me very much. 5th and 6th from pole position in 5th. Great. I guess in a way it's a good thing this game pisses me off so much because it kind of shows you I care that much about it. But I hate the tyre wear in this game sometimes. I hate it. I hate it so much. It just tracks like Tondela. Why isn't there ever a GMA vote to vote Tondela out of the season, huh? Man, we have the pure 1-lap pace. Just don't have the tyre wear or anything like that. Really, really annoying. Really annoying. So, Rosberg remains P5. Sainz remains P7. We remain P2 in the championship. But Force India will gain a little bit on us. Red Bull gained a bit on us. And Mercedes just extend their gap. Unfortunately, from what was at the start of this season, I thought, oh, finally Mercedes aren't going to be OP and maybe there's going to be an actual championship fight. But Mercedes are just too strong still in Season 3. And it's looking like, as much as I wanted it to be, maybe a potential fight with the top 3 guys, it's going to probably just be a fight to stay ahead of Force India at this rate. New unlock, though. Push to the limit. Removes the red zone from the car condition. All right. Oh, look at that. Leclerc's gained 1, so he's now 12 on adaptability. He was 11, so I'm happy I put him in the practice program. But 1.2 gain, so still in the green money-wise. But all round, annoyed at that one. But and I'm sure a lot of you guys are gonna be shouting at me in the comments below about how I handled that race at the end there with the tyre wear. But you know, I get so pissed off, and that just makes things worse because I just rationally just start pushing the car because, I don't know, it just makes me angry that the car's just not got pace, but obviously pushing the car further to where its tyres aren't going to do anything. But when I get annoyed like that, I don't think rationally. But anyway, guys, either way, if you did enjoy that episode, smash the like button. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. You know what? This is all part and parcel of the career mode. You have these ups and downs, and we've had some great ups so far in this season. This is a down. Hopefully, we can come back strong at the South African Grand Prix. If you are new around here, do get subscribed for weekly Formula 1 content. I'm Bryn Haver. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you guys next time.